Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for JV Girls Volleyball Competition. Please welcome our guests from South Lake High School. They are the Eagles. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with South Lake. Their JV roster includes number 1, Sophia Cooper. Number 2, Taya Morris. Number 3, Destiny Johns. Number 5, Sophia Parrish. Number 6, Kaylin Cockfair. Number 9, Kaylee Smith. Number 10, Alexis Walker. Number 12, Ainsley Katsanis. Number 13, Gabby McLeod. Number 16, Summer Rakel. Number 19, Bianca Hinson. Number 22, Kaylee Funk. And number 52, Sloan Hudson. And the head coach of the JV team, Cece Vargas. And now, let's meet your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Number 2, Aliana Small. Number 4, Shira Reed. Number 6, Chastity Rosario. Number 7, Molly Dervis. Number 8, Jade Jackatine. Number 10, Shania Small. Number 11, Michaela Modeste. Number 17, Jamie Rojas. Number 25, Melanie Arias. And number 26, Diamond Whitehorn. And the Mustang coaching staff, Heather Lorenz and Eddie Barone. The officials for tonight's game are from the Florida Professional Officials Association here in Orlando. We thank them for their dedicated service to our high school athletic programs and join them along with our participating schools, reminding everyone to make great sportsmanship a part of this and every athletic competition. For those of you in the arena, once again, we are live streaming this game. If you have friends and family who are not able to join us in person, send them a text message, a Facebook message, or however you need to get in touch with them right now, and let them know that they can join us on YouTube or the NFHS network. For those of you who are joining us live right now on the NFHS network, welcome to Mustang Arena. We're glad you're here. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs. I am joined tonight by Neil Fisher of the Apopka Chief, and we will be taking you through tonight's broadcast. Neil, the Mustangs picked up their first win on the road last night, and they're looking to build on that success.
Okay. Again, both teams, both the junior varsity and the varsity, come in on a high note, getting their first victory of the season last night against Jones. JV winning in a 2-1 outcome, 25-23. Jones took the first set, but then Wekiva rallied, took 25-13 and 15-10. This is a team that is gaining some experience. Coach Lorenz, who, if you did not hear, she actually was thrown into the fire, so to speak, taking over about a day before the opening game. The previous coach resigned, and she got the call from athletic director Bobby Biaggi to take over the program. So
yeah, and Neil, actually, I want to jump in on that for a second, because I think the last time that we had a home game, which was actually the first time we had a home game, we didn't have a lot of context around what happened there. And I did have a chance to talk with Coach Hollage since then. And what many people may not know is actually a couple of great things that just happened in his life. Number 1, he just welcomed a new baby just weeks ago. And number 2, he also just started a new job. And he just felt that with an infant in the house, with a newborn, that it just wasn't an ideal situation for him to take that risk to continue to be around a lot of people and coming back and forth to his home and splitting his time. And so that was the reason he made the decision to step back. He certainly is hoping to be a part of Mustang volleyball again at some point in the future if the opportunity should become available. But those were the circumstances around his departure, which was maybe a little unexpected to you and me, but I know he'd been in touch with Coach Biaggi, and based on his personal circumstances, it was the right decision for him. So we certainly wish him well. We know that he is much beloved by the team and did a lot last season to really create a family out of this program and really work on a lot of the intangibles that happen off the court in addition to the skills on the court. So again, we wish him well, and we are grateful that we have Coach Lorenz, who was there and ready and willing to to step up from the assistant coach position to head coach, and she's going to be leading the Mustangs for this season.
Yeah, and where I was actually going with that, and thank you, Mark, for explaining the situation with Coach Hollage. Basically, she takes over a program. Obviously, the team has to get used to her personality in terms of being the leader and in charge of making the decisions. However, she steps into a program. Both coaches talked about the team moving in the right direction. It wasn't so much a matter that this team, even though they've only won one game, doesn't have the talent or the skill or really understand what to do. You have a team here, both these teams, both the JV and the varsity teams, have at least half the roster played for a season last season. So there's experience. It's just a matter of getting that experience of playing together. So as we begin, we'll get more into that, but as we begin, we're going to get the first serve here from Ansley Kansanis. She is the setter. And we're off and running here. First point scored by Oak Ridge.
Southlake.
Southlake. Unfortunately, ball hit into the net by Aliana Small. And so Katsanis gets ready to put it in. She will be followed in the serving rotation by Kaylee Funk, outside hitter. Alexis Wagner, the middle blocker.
Oh, and we have what looks to be... we have a service fault. Side out to the Mustangs. They take their first service of set number 1. Leading their rotation is number 7, Molly Durfus.
And so number 4 for, as we get the service here, number 4 for Southlake. Sloan Hudson, she's the captain, as they will get the serve back here. Wekiva will keep control. Number 5. So ball put back into play, into the middle. We're going to get a tap here over the middle. Set up again by Katsanis.
Nice dig there from the Mustangs.
Oh, right inside that back line there. Sliding attempt by Cooper, could not get to it, and Wekiva has a 3-1 lead.
Mustang kill by number 10, Shania Small.
So looking at Wekiva's starting lineup, of course, Molly Durfus is the outside hitter, and she now is serving, and she's going to get it inbounds. Over on the left side, setting up there by Katsanis. Into the middle.
Eagles will settle for a free ball here.
Into the net. And so the Eagles will get...
Side out service returns to Southlake. Next in the rotation for the Eagles, number 22, Kaylee Funk.
Yeah, so again, we got Kansanis leading off. Funk now doing number 2 as she serves. Alexis Wagner, the middle blocker, number 3. Number 4, Sloan Hudson. Number 5, Sophia Cooper, the outside hitter. Number 6, Kaylin Cockfair. We are tied at 3-3 in the first of 3 sets for the junior varsity.
Funk's serve is outside the sideline to the right. Side out service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 10, Alexis Walker. That's number 10, Shania Small.
Yeah, and Shania Small and her sister, Aliana Small. Aliana actually comes up next in that server rotation. In the meantime, we have a side out there on the serve, an unforced error. So we are tied at 4-4.
Now serving as libero for South Lake, number 9, Kaylee Smith.
And as Smith serves, nice serve there, getting it inbounds. Southlake with a 6-2 record. They use a 5-1 formation. And that just simply means as the ball is hit out of bounds, and Wekiva will take the 5-4 lead.
Kaylee Smith on the attack there, a little bit off the mark. Service back to Wekiva. Next in the rotation to serve as libero for the Mustangs, number 17.
So 5-1 rotation just simply means there's one setter and 5 other players. Both teams use that formation. Oops.
A little bit off timing there for Jade Jacatine. Service returns to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for South Lake, number 52, Sloan Hudson.
Hudson, the captain and right side, gets it into the middle there. Concepcion, the sitter, sets it up. Excuse me, the setter. And we're going to get action here at the middle.
Nice attack there by Concafair, but just as good of a dig from the Mustangs. Here comes another attack. This one will stick. And that's Kaylin Concafair with the kill for the Eagles.
That's Concafair's first kill of the game. And Southlake takes the first lead of the game, or its first lead of the game at 6-5. As Hudson sets up here again. A bit of a stoppage here. The referee's talking to the scorekeeper over to our left. We are live from Mustang Gymnasium in Apopka, Florida, just next to the 429. Southlake visiting the Wekiva Mustangs. Wekiva visiting the Southlake Eagles visiting the Wekiva Mustangs. And this is the first of 3 sets, the junior varsity teams facing off here as we get the ball put into play by Hudson. Oh, hard play there by Kaylin Cockfair. Misjudged that, and ball just slipped over her fingers, and Wekiva ties the game up at 6-6.
And credit that kill to, I believe that was Jade Jacatine, who, well, at least credit the side out to her. Chastity Rosario's serve is short. Side out back to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for South Lake, number 1, Sophia Cooper.
So with Cooper serving, South Lake takes the lead again, 7-6. Serve in. Concepcion, the sitter, over to the left.
A little too much mustard on that one from Michaela Modeste. Cooper will get another service here.
8-6, South Lake in the lead. This is their largest lead of the game. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. And imagine your radio dial. Wekiva's on the left dial, South Lake on the right dial. As Hudson, unforced error, stepped inbounds.
Service fault, service back to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 11, Michaela Modeste. Yeah, and Neil, I know it looks awkward at the bottom of your screen there because it is customary in TV broadcasting to put the visitor first on the left or on top. But just based on our camera angle, it's actually a reverse of what you're seeing on the court. And that is one of the health and safety measures that is in place this year, is that the teams are not rotating between sets. There is no material advantage on this court to being on one side or the other, so they will remain in the same place all 3 sets. Next to serve, Kaylin Cockfair.
So as Cockfair gets ready here, serves it into the middle there.
Service ace for Kaylin Cockfair.
So Hudson gets ready to serve again. A 10-7 lead here for South Lake. Wekiva looking to pick up 2 consecutive victories.
Back-to-back service aces for Kaylin Cockfair. And the Mustangs will request their first timeout of set number 1.
And so we will be back with Wekiva trailing by 11-7.
All right, welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi and Neil Fisher here with you as we get ready to head into the second half of the first set. Eagles up 11-7 here early in the first. And here comes the third consecutive service ace for Kalen Cockfair.
Yeah, 3 aces in a row, and Southlake is really now starting to force their will on this game in a 12-7 lead. We were tied at 6-6. Served by Hudson over the net. And whoa, low and to the left.
Yeah, that's 4 aces in a row for her, and she's clearly their strongest server. And the Mustangs need to get a side out here and get her rotated out of that position before any more damage is done, as the Eagles now have nearly a 2-1 advantage over the Mustangs. They're on a streak.
Serve again, and this one's going to be too long, an unforced error, and that's a breath of fresh air there for Wekiva. As you just mentioned, Mark, they need to get that serve back.
Side out service to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 8, Jade Jacatine.
Jacatine will try to get some momentum here for Wekiva.
And it is short. So the service is short-lived. Still possibly good news for the Mustangs in the sense that at least they got Cockfair out of the service position. Service returns to the Eagles now, and next in the rotation will be Ainsley Katsanis. But first, checking into the game for Southlake, number 16, Summer Reichel.
And Reichel is the right side player. She lines up right in the center there, next to Kaylee Funk. And the serve.
Free ball back to the Eagles. They can't do anything with it either. Small with a good-looking attack there, but Cooper was ready for it. Eagles settle for a free ball. Mustangs have an opportunity, but poor placement there and maybe bad communication. Shania Small just did not see that one coming until it was too late, not able to get there in time, and sends it straight into the nets.
And so the next serve coming up here. Nice job in the back.
And again, timing just a little bit late there as Shania Small is slow to react, and it's another free points for the Eagles.
So a 16-8 now. Southlake doubling it as the ball's put into play. And we're going to get a hit here in the middle.
Good looking attack there. Cooper was ready for it. Another good service. And it's going to be Small on the attack. Cooper again on the dig.
Over to the left, and that was, yes,
that
inbounds.
Is just inbounds. Alexis Walker there. That's Walker on the kill. And so you understand where the Mustangs were thinking there. It looked like that one was going to drift out, and then, I don't know, it caught some wind in the arena and stayed in bounds.
Score is now 17.
No, you were right the first
18,
time. Just
okay.
became 18. Katsanis with a service ace.
So
Mustangs just stare at that one as it goes into the ground.
The score was 6-6. Southlake is now taking 12 of the last 14 points as Katsanis puts it back in play. She is the setter.
Was nearly lifted there, but it doesn't matter anyway as Small's attack is out of bounds. Oops.
19-8. Katsanis again with the serve to the back line. Set up. Over the middle, too hard. And the lead now grows 20-8. First team to 25 wins set 1 and 2. Only 3 sets are played in junior varsity. If we do go to a third set, it's 15. Katsanis with the serve. And she's going to get an ace.
Service ace for Katsanis. Mustangs unable to return that one. And if this gives you an idea, they have 21 points, but right now each team only has 2 kills. So that kind of gives you a sense of the fact that of those 21 points, only 2 of them were directly earned by kill, several more by ace, but a lot of them by what you just saw right there, as the Mustangs just not able to find their rhythm in this first set.
Yeah, they started off fairly good, at least gave Southlake a challenge as the ball was put back into play. They were 6-6, but since then it's been all Southlake. 2 servers have pretty much dominated this action, and Southlake makes an unforced mistake there, hitting it too long, a break for Wekiva, and that'll cut the lead to 22-10.
Service back to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 7, Molly Durfus.
22-9. Durfus with the serve. This will go to the right side, into the middle on the Wekiva side. Flipped over the net. And Southlake with the answer. Wow. Carly
Walker with the kill.
And Wagner slammed that ball down right in between the back line.
Checking into the game for Southlake, number 3, Destiny Johns, and she'll have the next service. So another key that's been really integral to this game has been the service, and we see that 7 aces for Southlake to the Mustangs not having any in the books yet. That's been 7 out of the 23 points have come from that.
And ball hit out of bounds there. Unforced error. That will take us to
set point.
Eagles. That will take us to set point. And doing the honors of trying to close out this game is Destiny Johns, and she does exactly that with the ace. So Wekiva falls in the first set, 25-9.
That takes us to the end of set number 1, 25-9, the final score of the first set. And the Eagles take a 1-0 lead for the match over the Mustangs. We'll be right back. Now we're back.
Welcome back to Mustang Gymnasium. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. We got junior varsity action right now. Well, the Wekiva Mustangs taking on the Southlake Eagles. Eagles just won set 1 by 25-9 score. The score was actually 6-6. And then Southlake ran off 18 of the last 21 points to take the victory. So, Wekiva obviously needs to win the set. It is best out of 3 in JV. For those of you at home, Wekiva is on the left side. Imagine a radio. They're the left dial, and Southlake is on the right side. And of course, while we got a stoppage in the action here, the referee taking care of business, making sure all the official information is correctly recorded. Just a reminder that with the pandemic, we do have a lighter than usual crowd. Look out, there's about 24 fans in the stands. Of course, varsity action will take place after this.
Yeah, and so Neil, I know a lot of our fans are watching online who might normally be here in person, because part of our health and safety guidelines for both football and volleyball this year are that tickets are only available via the participating athletes. Each athlete is able to reserve 2 tickets in advance. Tickets are not available for walk-up. As we enter the second set, Mustangs will have the first service, leading their rotation, number 7, Molly Durfus.
And so Durfus puts the ball into play. Let's see if Wekiva can even the series up and take it to a third set.
Mustangs are called into the net, side out to the Eagles. Leading their rotation for the second set, it's number 3, Destiny Johns.
Destiny Jones gets ready to serve here. And Southlake comes in with a 6-2 record. Wekiva's won only once. So certainly the favorite is Southlake, as another unforced error there. Reed, unfortunately, was not able to set up the timing or the location of that ball. But Wekiva is a team that has talents, as the ball is put back into play by Johns.
Miscommunication there and a pile-up as 4 Mustangs went for that at once.
So taking a quick look at the schedule for Wekiva as the ball is put back into play. We'll do that here in a minute.
Yeah, set is a little bit off the mark there, and Shire Reed didn't really have a sporting chance at that one. It would have been outside of the service area regardless. So a 4-0 start for the Eagles in this second set.
On the 29th, Cornerstone will be the opponent for Wekiva. That is their next game. And we're going to get a 5th consecutive point for Southlake. Jones, Destiny Jones, the outside hitter, has scored all 5 points off the serve for Southlake. Into the middle. Nice soft tip. Set up by Southlake. Back to the back line there, hit by Royos. Over the net, and Southlake unable to get the ball under control. Wekiva scores the first point of this game for them.
Shire Reed on the kill service to the Mustangs for the second time in this set. Next in the rotation, number 10, Shania Small.
And so Small, the outside hitter, number 2 server. And, whoa, she's going to...
Yeah, that was into the next zip code.
Yeah, that wasn't just out of bounds there. Certainly
that would have been out of bounds for basketball. Next in the rotation for Southlake is number 5, Sophia Parrish.
And Parrish, the right side player, and almost got an ace there. Nice job by Royas to keep the ball in play. Into the middle. Action at the net.
A good block attempt there by the Mustangs. Southlake manages to handle it, and it's going to be number 19, Bianca Henson, gets the Eagles' kill.
And Royas, again, kept that ball in play, getting down to her knees, scoring a dig.
It's her first kill tonight, 5th overall for the Eagles. And while that's not an ace in the traditional sense, since the Mustangs did handle the initial pass, the Mustangs are unable to return the service, and so it's now an 8-1 ball game for the Eagles.
Parrish back on the serve. Over the net there, low serve, and unable to be handled by Royas.
Sophia Parrish on the ace, and You got to love what you saw there, because for a second there, I thought she was mishandling that serve, letting it fall too low, but she did that on purpose to alter the angle at the last second and land the ball in a place that the Mustangs would not expect it.
Great
That's
location.
skill that you don't normally see at the JV level.
Yeah, and it's not that common at the varsity level either. So, but service, going back to that first game, Southlake taking a 25-9 game here. And we'll get back to that in a minute here. Parrish with the slap.
Another off speed, and it's going to be another ace for her. Sophia Parrish picks up her second ace of the set. And the Mustangs will take their first timeout of set number 2. We'll be right back.
So we return to action here from Mustang Gymnasium in Apopka, Florida, right next to State Route 429. Southlake holding a 11-1 lead in the second set. They took the first. Sophia Parrish with the serve. And a break there for Wekiva, much needed break as they now trail 9-3.
Service returns to the Mustangs. Next to serve for Wekiva as libero, number 17, Jamie Rojas.
And so as Rojas settles in to serve and needing to get some points here, 9-3. Really the story has been the service of Southlake. They have certainly dominated that category, getting into double digits in that first set. And Wekiva unable to get to that ball there in the middle. Durfus giving it the old couch try, but good location by Southlake.
Taya Morris on the kill. Service returns to the Eagles, and Morris will serve next.
Taya Morris, the middle blocker.
And Neil, you were just talking about the difference that serves have made. 10-0 is the count of aces right now.
Make that 11-0.
Well, no, that one was out of bounds.
So
service back to the Mustangs. Shira Reed next in the rotation for Wekiva.
And ball put into play over on the left side. Going to see some action on the right here.
And yeah, that was too early there by Ainsley Katsanis. So the Mustangs will pick up a freebie there, and they now trail 4-12.
A rare unforced error by Southlake. And ball put back into play here. Some miscommunication.
Yeah, there it looks like Sophia Parrish tried to get the pass in there, and it just didn't have the right placement. And so an unreturned serve for Shira Reed there.
So Wekiva is looking here as the ball is put back into play.
Near miscommunication there. Southlake settles for a free ball, but it's too hard from Katsanis and goes out of bounds for an attack error.
3 points in a row here. It's cut the lead 12-6. Southlake, of course, has led most of this match. Ball hit into the middle. Nice save there. Over to the right side. Royas comes up, tries to set.
Good recovery there by Modeste.
Into the net.
Cockfair, who has been pretty solid for the Eagles all night, with a rare misstep there. A little late on that attack, and it goes into the net.
Serve into the middle, and we get an ace. First of the game for Wekiva.
Number 4, Shira Reed picks up the Mustang ace.
12-8 ball game as Reed puts the ball back into play. Certainly Southlake needs to regain some momentum here.
Too much mustard on that one from Michaela Modeste, and that will end the Mustangs' run there. That's the best run they've had all night. Service returns to the Eagles. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 16, Summer Reichel. and she'll have the next service.
Yeah, 5 points in a row were scored there by Wekiva, cutting the lead to 13-8. And we get back into action here after a substitution for Southlake.
Eagles kill by number 19, Bianca Henson.
So this is junior varsity action, the visiting Southlake Eagles. We are playing at Mustang Gymnasium, the home of the Wekiva Mustangs.
Right now the Mustangs trail 3-7 in the kill count, and here comes another service ace for the Eagles. This one credited to Summer Reichel.
And that's 11-1 now, Mark, in serves.
Yes, that is 11-1. Well, you might say 2, because there was another one by Reed not too long ago that you could argue they never had it under control from the moment of the pass, and so you can go ahead and score that as an ace. So I have that as 2 aces in the books for Wekiva. Kill by Kaylin Cockfair.
Yeah, Modeste tried to get that soft tap, sneak one in. Great job by Southlake at the net. Katsanis with another very solid serve as action goes into the middle. Got a dig onto the left side.
Nice attack by Henson. Even better dig by Rojas. Smith, the libero, takes care of that attack from the Mustangs.
Middle there. More action in the middle here. Now going back and forth, and a soft tap.
Destiny Johns dumps it over for the Eagles kill.
Perfectly placed by Johns, the outside hitter there.
And the Mustangs will take their second timeout of set number 2. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. 17-8, the Eagles lead in the second set. They have a 1-0 lead for the match, having taken the first set 25-9. Nice looking attack there by Henson. Small was ready for it, and then a miscommunication on the Mustang side as Modeste is not able to get there in time, and the Eagles now lead by 10.
And Ansley Kansanis has been on the serve here for 5 consecutive points. And as we talked about before we went to break, Mark, service has certainly been the difference here if you're looking at one specific statistic, as we get an unforced error there from the middle.
Yeah, 2 hots on the attack by Cockfair. Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva. Well, it seems that they don't know. There it is.
Okay.
Michaela Modeste.
So as Modeste settles in to serve, Wekiva trailing 8-9 from Mustang Gymnasium. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi.
That service is too hot. Goes over the end line, and service returns to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for Southlake, number 19, Bianca Henson.
Wekiva is playing from your left on your radio dial, Southlake on your right. And of course, with the pandemic here, as we get some good back and forth action in the middle, a very smaller crowd than usual. Nonetheless, the Southlake does not seem to be affected. They've certainly controlled and dominated this game from 6-6 in the first set as Wekiva looking to attack, and they're going to pick up a point here.
Mustang kill by Aliana Small.
Small putting that ball just a couple inches above the ground.
Service back to the Mustangs. Small will also have the next serve for Wekiva.
So just like in baseball, the fielder who makes the great out to end an inning coming up to bat. Small makes a great play and then gets the serve. Unfortunately, she cannot convert that serve.
Service back to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for Southlake, number 6, Kaylin Cockfair.
So Wekiva won last night for the first time, defeating Jones 2-1 as the ball is put into play. They're looking to win their second. They're going to have to come up with some work here.
Cockfair on the ace. That's her first of this rotation, her 5th overall.
In the meantime, Southlake comes in 6-2. CC Vargas certainly getting off to the kind of start that she would hope for and want. Ball into the middle on Southlake's side. Into the middle there, an attempt to kill.
Morris on the attack, and it is out of bounds. Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, Molly Durfus.
And Durfus, the number 1 in the rotation for serves, and unfortunately...
That one is wide right. Service back to the Eagles. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 12, Ainsley Katsanis.
And Southlake is only 3 points away from winning this match.
Next to serve, Destiny Johns.
And as Jones puts the ball into play, just a quick reminder, in junior varsity volleyball, it's 2 out of 3. Southlake already holding a 1-0 lead and a double hit there.
As Jacatine was trying to go for the smack over the net, her timing was a little off.
Yeah, the ball came straight down to her, but even if she was able to get out of the way, Wekiva was not going to be able to get anyone under it. So Roya sets up. She's playing libero today, normally the setter.
Eagles will settle for a free ball. Mustangs with a rare opportunity, but mismanaged communication there between Reed and Jacatine, and we have match point, Eagles.
24-11 in favor of Southlake, and Johns, who also closed out the first set, will have an opportunity to do the same here, and also the match. And that is exactly what happens. The ball lands in the middle. Another miscommunication for Wekiva. Tried to give it their best effort. You can still see the youth, though, on Wekiva, and the fact that they are still looking to find some semblance of what they do well and realize their abilities.
That takes us to the end of the JV contest. 25-11 is the final score of set number 2, and the Eagles take a 2-0 lead and win for the match. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out in person or for joining us online on YouTube or the NFHS Network for tonight's JV contest. Don't go anywhere. We've got varsity volleyball action coming up in just a few minutes. For those of you who are joining us online, or for those of you in the arena who are communicating with your friends and family back home, please make sure you are aware that the JV and varsity contests are on separate live streams. We're going to take a break for about the next 15 or 20 minutes. Varsity contest is scheduled to start soon, and we will get underway with that in just a little bit. But again, they will be on separate live streams, so if you are watching the JV contest, you will need to exit out of that and then get into the varsity contest. My thanks to Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, thanking you for joining us on YouTube and the NFHS Network. We'll be back shortly with varsity volleyball action here at Mustang Arena. That's